So I can't even tell you how long it's been since I've had on earrings this long. And I'm like, what is happening here? Okay. If you're new to this channel or if you don't remember, I actually had my earlobe repaired because the whole situation, it was just a mess. Okay. It was literally a mess. So I've been wearing earrings here and there very gingerly. Now, let's just get it out there. 2021, I swear, it was the year of the Shimmer palette. Like, literally, everybody was like, shimmers, throw them in the palette, boom, we're done. But I'm not really hating because I actually enjoy all shimmer palettes. I think they're really fun. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we don't need them all. And some of them I have are some dupes here, so we're just going to go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So like I just mentioned before, I am ranking all of my shimmer palettes that I have tried this year. So I'm a little sad because I actually have one more on the way. What is it? The Fall of Dawn palette. I'll throw a little picture right there so you can see. It's actually by It's Belle Cosmetics, and I do have two other palettes that I think are fabulous. But it got to one point, I want to say around May, June, I was just like, this is shimmer palette after shimmer palette that I'm reviewing, and there's a couple more that are like, oh, that's beautiful, but like, wait, pump the brakes, girl, you do not need these. So I am over here, I'm ranking all of my shimmer palettes for you guys, and you know, it had to go somewhere, some of these. Oh, but wait, let me go ahead and introduce myself. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. And if you're oldie but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctor in pharmacy. I love makeup. That's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. Eyeshadow is my jam. Do you see this? Do you see this eyeshadow that I have on? Right here. I'm gonna show you the palette that I used to create it. But please just call me Ash or Ashley. And like I just mentioned, we are ranking the shimmer palettes that I have picked up this year. Now I do kind of have two palettes that have a lot of shimmer in it, but they have two mattes. So I was kind of conflicted if I should throw these into the ranking. Maybe I'll just talk about them like honorable mentions at the end. Because they're really, really shimmer heavy, but it's just like two mattes. But then it's not an all shimmer palette. Anywho, all right, so let's see. I don't even know how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have 7 shimmer palettes. Now that I count it, I have them in order. So we're going to go from, I don't know if it's like, okay. Least favorite, well, yes, definitely to least favorite to the favorite, but I really like all of these and I like them for different reasons. And then I would say that in each of the palette, there are very much standout shades in each of the palettes. So it's kind of hard to like wrap your brain around, you know, just one. But okay, so going in, let me just get started. Going in at, what did I say, 7? Oh, I gotta count again, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Get my life together. All right, so coming in at number 7, we have, what is it, the Totally Blast Nude palette, and this is by the Glam Shop. So this actually came out this summer, and it is a beautiful palette. So it came out with a companion palette that was all matte. Now, this one, we will say it did have some controversy because it is taking off of the Hindu theme of the palette. Honestly, I have not looked that much into it, but I know it's like the mandala theme. The whole collection was that, and so that community was not appreciative of that being used, and rightfully so, because nobody wants their culture to be appropriated incorrectly. Now, besides that, I love the Glam Shop. And here's the other thing about the Glam Shop. So the Glam Shop is out of Poland, okay? And this is a brand I discovered through following a few of the makeup pages, specifically Marta's Makeup and Julia K. Merch. And Marta's had given Julia some single shadows from the Glam Shop, and Julia puts together the most beautiful color stories with single eyeshadows. I'm like, dang, like if these were palettes, I'd be like, let me get my hands on them. Like, I need this. And I just don't have the time to sit there and put those particular color stories together, but oh my God, they're so freaking beautiful. So that's how I was introduced into the Glam Shop. So Some of the things is just kind of hard to grasp sometimes when I'm looking in because they are a Polish company. Their site is in Poland, in Polish, and you know, sometimes it's just the language barriers, but wrong is wrong, right is right. And so I know they have taken some heat. I can't really say like what actions they have done to correct it. It looks like going forward, the collections have been okay. But I rate this palette at number 7 only because it is basically an all neutral palette, but it is really, really gorgeous. So I have a lot of fun wearing this palette. And the great thing about these palettes is like you just grab your couple of mattes and you put a bomb shimmer on and you are so good to go. I did actually do 3 looks using this palette, and my favorite shade is this one. It has a nice little healthy dip in it, as you can see. Also, that shade did come a little bit, it wasn't crushed or totally broken, but it was a little shifted in the pad. And then also, was I swatching these? Okay, I feel like I need to swatch some of them. Okay, let me just take my watch off so I can have a little extra space. But oh my gosh. Okay, so we have the shade. I have a little oil on my hands from lotion. So let's see the shade Symbol. Oh man. It is so gorgeous. So you have like the bronzy nudes, you have like your pewter colors and your more cool tone shades. And then you have like some really fiery tones. And not everything in here is a dual chrome. Some things are metallics. And I mean, but the shade Symbol, that is just so stunning. I mean, do you see this coppery? Look how fiery orange that is. That is so pretty. Here it is on my fingers after I swatched it. Also, you have like the shades like Buddha. So I mean, you just have so many options when it comes. I'm like, look, can I get in focus here? There we go. So you have so many beautiful options when it comes to this palette. That's why I can't figure. Hold please. All right, that should be better. So I got like my monitor over here, but then usually like I have the viewfinder of the camera focusing me so I can see where the little box is to focus, and I had to flip the wrong way. So anywho, those shades are just so simply stunning. I mean, you just have a lot of great variety in this palette, and I feel like, you know, you can never go wrong. Like this is a palette like you could just literally give somebody, give them some mattes, and they could just go to town and have a blast with this particular palette. And I have actually taken this palette with me a couple times traveling. I've just like thrown in my Viseart mattes, the deep mattes, and I'm like good to go. That's the thing about these particular palettes. It's like I throw in that Viseart Dark Mattes, the 04 palette, throw this on. So this is the Viseart palette that I was talking about. As you can see, this is the 04 Dark Mattes. And like I just pull this out, or I pull out my Blends Buddies, you know, if I want more colorful mattes. But usually if I'm traveling, I just throw this in the bag and one of these palettes because I have a lot of different options. I can do colorful, I can do neutral. So that is number 7. Coming in at number 6 is the Sugar Drizzle palette. This is the Pizza Kitty palette, and I actually never got a chance to actually show this particular palette on my channel. And this is the palette that I'm wearing today with this beautiful, gorgeous shade. It's called Pew Pew. It cracks me up. Like literally, I'm like, oh my god, that's my shade, Pew Pew. And it's like green with a purple flip. It is the most gorgeous palette ever. And I'm actually paired it with the mattes today from the Kaleidos Cosmetics Angelica Nyquist palette. I guess I should have had it just pulled out. But you guys, I'm sure if you've been here, especially lately, if you catch my best of 2021 releases, Bakara. Like, so I have it on with these little matte situations. I have this in my transition, and then crease, outer V, and beautiful. I've also worn these particular shimmer shades, especially the shade Pew Pew, because I'm telling you, I was like, that was the reason why I bought the palette. And I saw Cherish swatch it, and the shades were really pretty. I also felt like this color store was a tiny bit different, but I've also very much enjoyed pairing this particular palette with this Natasha Denona. This is the retro palette, and this particular shade right here, because it's so just like, it's grungy. So these two shades right there and Pew Pew, and I feel like when you put these particular shades, because those ones it's a little bit more neutral versus the ones that are leaning purple and gray in here, you get more of the green shift with the purple reflex. Fabulous. Love it. Love it. Love it. So it's such a gorgeous palette. Also, you have some really fun purples. You have some pinks. You also have this particular shade, Rocket Fuel. Rocket Fuel is really, really unique. I don't know. It's brown, but it's not like, I don't know. It's kind of like brown, pewtery, has a little bit of a green shift to it. So it is really, really stunning. That is the shade Rocket Fuel, and kind of a little bit more neutral. You do have also their standard, you know, kind of blue-brown type of shade in here, but I just feel like the shades in here are so cute. It's just, and they feel so good. So this is one, it's just more, it's called Intergalactic Pearl, excuse me. And it's a little bit softer. So you have some really bold shimmers in here. And then you also have some really fun ones. And like I said, for me, like Pew Pew, it just does it for me. I don't know. Okay, so coming in, we have the It's Belle Flare collection. And so I really like this palette, but it's ranked at number 5 for me because I'm going to show you a couple other palettes. So when I did the actual review, or the 3 looks for this particular palette, I realized I was like, I only bought this palette for one shade. So I know it's kind of like that with the Sugar Drizzle Pizza Kitty one, but we have a few different shades here. Now, the shades I have in here, I love, and I use this palette all the time, as you can see by, you know, the finger indentations. But I really just probably bought this particular palette for the shade in the middle that's called Rosewater. Now, Rosewater is fire. Just look, just gorgeous. I mean, it is beautiful. I don't have anything else that's in my collection that comes close to that particular shade, and the shift is just amazing on it. Now, this was actually like single shadows that they formulated into a particular palette. So, but the thing is, like, I have the shade Citrine. Citrine I love, but I think I prefer this formulation of Citrine a little bit better than in the palette that I'm going to show you before. It's not named Citrine, but it's a dupe, because that's the only thing with these shimmer palettes. That's why you don't need them all. This is my gold of golds, okay? I love it with that red pinky flip. And so you have so many beautiful shades like Laminar. Ooh, and it's so buttery and smooth. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's kind of like a dupe. You know what I mean? So it's a dupe. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I actually pull this out a lot more than the palette I'm going to talk about later. Only because, like I said, if I'm going traveling or something, boom, in my travel bag, snug as a bug, with my other makeup around, and only have to carry like one little bag. And I have so many different options. I have neutral, I have color. I'm good to go where I don't have to take anything too big and bulky. And that's really important to me when I do travel. I like a lot of options, but I like to pack at least amount of palettes as possible. Like, I give myself like usually a 2 palette minimum, except for the time I went to go see Yachty, because we knew we were going to be playing the makeup, so that was different. Okay, now coming in at number 4, this is another palette by the Glam Shop, and oh my god, I almost did not even buy this palette. And when I discovered the Glam Shop, I had bought some other palettes, and then we did an order for Yachty for her birthday, and we got her this palette. Kara and I did. We went half and half on a huge Glam Shop order. And then like a subscriber told me, like, you need to try the Turbina palette. And let me tell you, I am so glad I picked this up. But unfortunately, I do think that this is actually discontinued, which is sad. But honey, these shimmers, I have 3 looks with this one too. It is so gorgeous. So first of all, it's so many particular shades I love in this palette. Starting off with the name of the palette, Turbina. Do you see? Oh, I need to wear that. It is Christmas time. Oh, oh, with this green to red shift. Yes, Christmas time is here. Woohoo! Look at that. Oh my gosh, you cannot tell me. Honey. Look at it. I mean, this palette is stunning. I mean, then a shocker in this palette was the shade Cyclon. And you're like, oh, okay, but no, honey. It packs a punch. It is really beautiful. And it's like, it does like a lot on its own, because sometimes these little shades with the white base, it's like, we've been there, we've done that, we've seen it all. But it's not the case. Rulers is gorgeous as well. I mean, I'm running out of arm space, but you know, I'm gonna put that there. Oh man, you gotta play with this. It's so pretty. Oh, what's another shade I like? Oh, Zal. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, Turbot. So that was this one, and now this is, look, the orange. Oh my gosh. This magenta. And see, the thing about the Glam Shop, like their stuff is so sparkly, but they are not pressed glitters. Like, now, like, where am I going to swatch it? Boom. Like, yes, honey. Yes. Oh, palette number 3 is the Break the Rules palette by It's Belle Cosmetics as well. So, like, let's see, where did the flare go? So, these two together are a super vibe, okay? So, if you don't own anything else, if you get these two, wonderful, okay? A vibe. This is stinking gorgeous. And It's Belle is a newer brand. So when this came out, I was like, oh, I don't know. But then I saw some people do some reviews of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, shut the front freaking door. I need this. Turn it to the side so you can see all the shifts. And I was like, you know what? It's not even that expensive, so I'm going to try it, you know, like $30. So, oh, like the shade, let's see, we have Your Choice, Gorgeous. That's the shade down here at the bottom. It is bomb over a black or a navy blue base. Let's see, my other shade is Stay Radical that I love. This orange with the neon green shift. Go Rogue in the center. Like, oh my gosh, this shade Just Watch is like the prettiest rose gold. Now this one isn't a duochrome, but it's like the prettiest rose gold you would ever find. Okay, and let's, just a mess, so can we see that? Like, so good. So good. You see these? So I just have so much fun playing with these. Let me wipe my arm off. Why didn't I bring a makeup wipe over here? What was I thinking? All right, palette number 2. Oh man, this is really, really good. And so this is why I'm like, this is where it becomes a little interesting and has a problem, because this is the Alien Cosmetics All I Ever Wanted palette. Man, so this right here is 20 shades. So do you see sort of the issue? Like, this is all you need, but I have Break the Rules, I have the Flare palette. So these two, because this unfortunately is just not available anymore. I don't understand, Alien. Come on, let's get it together. And Alien actually did have a rebranding, so that is kind of taking place now. They're on Earthly Cosmetics. This is not available, and it's a crying shame. But if you have these two, you can make up this, okay? So It's Belle is having these available for the most part. Now, because you still have the shade, like the shade Radical Sphinx, it's right there. Then the shade I mentioned from the the Flare collection, which was citrine, this one at the top, but although I prefer this particular formula here better. And then you have Almitha, and let's see, you got the reds. Now this one does have some really unique shades that the other two don't have. So when I would look at this palette, I always focus on the shade Milky Way. And it's kind of a version, it's not quite like what I have on my eyes with Pew Pew, but this is Milky Way. Such a gorgeous shade. Then I also really love this shade called Planet X. It's a deep multi-chrome. Really, really pretty. And what's another shade that I really like in here? Europa, which also is like a green red shift. So this is Europa. And oh my gosh, the shade just landed. So that's just landed. So you have some really beautiful shades in here that you don't necessarily get with it. But if you can't get your hands on the Alien one, I would say definitely, you know, pick up the It's Belle ones because they're definitely worth it. I use them all, but honey, I'm living. Let's fix this swatch right here. Oh my gosh, I have so much beautiful eyeshadow in my collection. I'm like, oh my God, I can't use it all. Oh man, stunning. So pretty. So that's why she is coming in at number 2, because I mean, it's literally like if I just only purchased this, I would have been good. I wouldn't even need it. Like I wouldn't need to break the rules. I wouldn't need the flare. Turbina, yes, we're keeping Turbina because I just think that this is one of a kind. The formula is a little different. And then of course with the mandala, because that's a nude one, but this is so good. She should really bring this back because she found like a few, and I told some of my friends and they were like on it, Johnny on the spot. Like every time I talk about this palette, people talk about how much they wanted this palette. So girl, you got to bring it back. Come on, give the people what they want, because all they want is all I ever wanted. So yes, that was my mini rant for the video. Now, number 1 comes in with Miss Danessa Myricks. Oh my gosh, this palette just released and it is just stolen my heart because it's multi-chromes and it's like all the multi-chromes in the world. So this one comes in number 1 because this is actually like for the most part genuine multi-chromes. Like the other ones, like I showed you, they're multi-chromes, but this one is more of like the straight up multi-chrome formula that you're used to. Like it's straight up comparable to like Divina, Terra Moons, Cleona, those type of multi-chromes, where these are like more duochromes, you know what I mean? But look, honey. Now this is definitely a mixed medium palette, so perhaps I'm cheating, but it's pretty much all shimmers. You have a half a matte because it's called Black Hole, but it's not the mattiest of mattes. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a matte, but you know, it's not a matte, you know what I mean? But it gives the palette like a completeness, you know what I mean? Look at that. It's not totally matte, so you know she passes. And then you do have 2 creams in this particular palette, which are Polaris and the shade Spacesuit. So those are creams. And then you do have a pressed glitter. And then these are highlighters, but they're shimmers. You can do an inner corner highlight situation. But I've talked about this palette a couple of times. I mean, honestly. That's Gaia. And then you got Aurora. And so this is just such a good palette. But Danessa, she made this in limited quantities. And I don't think this is very hard to get right now. But this is really good for somebody who wants multi-chromes. Like straight up, like those type of formula multi-chromes with all the shine. And, you know, maybe doesn't want to deal with purchasing from Cleona or Divina, one of those, and Terra Moons. Because you do have to wait a while for those. But oh my gosh. And then what is this shade? Solar Fan. Honey. You cannot tell me this is not gorgeous. Yes. Like, so good. So that's why she comes in at number 1, because I mean, just look at it. This shade right here is my shade. Oh my gosh, it's so grungy. That's this one right here. Do you see it with the green flip? Forget about it. So, Miss Danessa, bring this back. Give the girls what they want. It was expensive, but give the girls what they want. And I want to see more like this. Those are the ranking of the 7 palettes I tried. I'm so excited. I'm really waiting on my Dawn of Fall palette by Belle, because, and the reason why I purchased that one is because they were so grungy and deep, and those weren't really duochromes and shades that I have in my collection. So I felt like they filled a gap versus I don't need anything else that's kind of like this, you know what I mean? And like I said from the picture before, I would just pop it again, that was just a different type of color story. So I thought those shades were really unique. Now, for my 2 honorable mentions, like I said, they're very much shimmer focused, but they do have 2 mattes, so you can kind of contour the eyes. So the next 2 palettes that are my honorable mentions that have mattes that are not quite shimmer palettes, unfortunately the brand has had some controversy as of lately. The owner, and she is taking steps within her business to change those business practices and steps with herself to, you know, make her customer service better, make her customers feel more appreciative. So we're just going to see how that goes in the future. But the brand I'm talking about is Adept Cosmetics. So all things aside, these palettes are really gorgeous. They are like 2 of my favorites for the year, to be honest. And this is my first time trying Adept. They were on my list of last year that I really wanted to try them before they really had the palettes. And I know they came out with Plain Jane, but I didn't get Plain Jane. But I picked up Ninhydrin. I had to wait for a restock because, honey, this stuff goes quick. But it does have 2 mattes. So it's the matte here and the matte here, but oh my gosh. And this shade right here, I see, I'm telling you, this is like my gold of golds, because it's kind of like the shade before that we had Citrine. So, you know, I got 3 of them going here, so you know I can't run out. And it has some beautiful purples and blues. So oh my gosh, the formula is really magnificent on these palettes. Oh my gosh, I'm just opening all these shimmer palettes. I just feel so inspired to play. And that's why I just feel like these shimmer palettes are just so unique, because even though they're all shimmers, it's just like the possibilities are endless, because you can mix and match the shimmers, you know. You get your good mattes and you're like good to go. Like just really, really pretty. So that is Ninhydrin. So that is, you know, honorable mention. It's shimmer focused, but there are 2 mattes. And then the next one would be Codain or Codan, and I think I like Codan better than Ninhydrin, but oh, the shade that does it for me. Okay, so these are the 2 mattes right here. This ACI 27, honey, honey, honey. You know, I like a good grungy something or another. You know, I love some green. The shadow is bomb.com. Do you see that? And so that's what I say. It's few of these palettes that actually have that particular duochrome vibe. Like the Danessa has it for sure. These are the alien ones. 1 or 2. Some are duochrome. These are more multi-chromes. So excuse me when I say, like, it's a few palettes that just have that whole multi-chrome vibe, where these are more just duochromes. I love the duochromes, but the multi-chromes are ooh. Then also we love the ACI 32. Stunning. It reminds me of a Corrupt Copper, but just by Pat McGrath, but just a little bit deeper and grungier. Honey. And with some more orange. Don't mind my ashy elbow. Boom. And the magenta in it. So those are my 2 honorable mentions. So they're not really shimmer palettes, but I love them so. I can't do without them. With that being said, I hope you like the ranking of my shimmer palettes. I felt like the shimmer palettes were just so much fun. I feel like it's just so much creativity. I love shimmer eyeshadow, so throwing a really great matte in the crease and just throwing the shimmer on your eye, like the looks are just fabulous. I mean, it looks like I really took a lot of time to complete this look. I'm sorry I did not film it. Sorry. But like I said, I showed you what I use. I'll have it down in the description box. You just swipe it on and pop it in the corner. Y'all see me do that a million times, but thank you if you wanted to see the look. I'm just talking in advance, clearly. But I just love these shimmer palettes. They're so stunning. They're so good. So let me know down below, do you have any of these shimmer palettes? Are you looking to add anything to your collection? Because I just feel like, like I said, if you can't get this, you should definitely get these two. And hopefully maybe you can get your hand on the Danessa Myricks. I know that the Anhydrous and Codeine palette, I think they will be coming back for another pre-order. But these are just gorgeous, and they're my little babies. So let me know down below in the comments. Give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be very soon. I don't even know what that was. But please subscribe to my channel, because you know I will. Wait, I was about to hug, but I forgot. You know I would love to have you here, my little makeup family. And you already know what time it is. It is time for the chair dance. Chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.